Hey, welcome to a foreigner in the Philippines. Well, gosh, look at this. Just one of those beautiful days. This is when it's all worth it. Well, actually, for me, it's all worth it anyway. But just look at this. This is out the back of the house. A lot of clearing up. We're having a lot of clearing up done now to give Lizelle some work, just to help her out. And so she's doing some light sort of clearing. They know exactly what to do. So there's a lot of clearing up to be done. But look at the view. The view is just so beautiful. Of course, the goats are always complaining. Somebody once commented that he didn't see many birds, and this is really true. But it's only that compared to many countries in the West, many states in the US, birds are so prolific, especially if you come, as I did, from Florida, where you have beautiful flocks of white heron, just everywhere, and they are so beautiful, and they're big birds. And of course, in Fort Myers, you're right by the ocean there, and you get the pelicans, and boy, they are something. There's a bridge between Fort Myers and Sanibel. You cross the Sanibel Bridge, and it seems to be a hangout for the pelicans. You can be riding along that bridge and doing 35 miles an hour, and a pelican will, on one particular occasion, a pelican was keeping pace with the car. So we were doing 35 miles an hour, and the pelican is gliding along the parapet of the bridge, 35 miles an hour, not seeming to stir even a feather. Just so effortless, absolutely beautiful birds in flight. Of course, look a bit clumsy when they're waddling around on the ground, but they're not really made for that, are they? They're made for flight. Now here, we've got this big mango tree. Well, we've got two mango trees, and they are home to a lot of birds, but these are tiny little birds that always remind me of like fighter planes. I mean, they dash around. If you've ever seen swallows and the way that they do their aerobatics, these tiny little birds are the same, and they are really beautiful, and they're so skilled, and they'll fly really quite close to you, as if they're, you know, like an aeroplane buzzing you. And of course, isn't it typical? As soon as you start trying to say, look at these tiny birds, they're so tiny they disappear. There's our little house. That's the back of the house, which is like a dining area. And I must make a comment here and say that after all of the comments on the house and how I'd intended to block off these two windows in the back, I decided in the end that I would keep one window. Some people kept saying, no, keep the windows, but we lost all the wall. But that particular part there, look, still has a little bit of red cladding to go in. But that we're keeping as a window into the kitchen. Gonna have to do some painting up there. Look at it, not looking forward to that. But really pleased how this has all come out here. And we've actually booked Michael to come and do the smooth rendering. Michael was the one that all of this deck here was all done by hand. It's amazing. The whole deck around the pool, all done by hand. But down in front of Nanai's house, where the truck and everything comes up, that was done with the use of Piquico, our cement mixer from the company Piquico in New Zealand. And coincidentally, Kevin is here on a visit. He's actually staying in town because that suits his needs better, and he'll probably be joining us towards the end of the month, or at the end of a 29-day spell which he booked with the Sacred Hearts, I think it is. I think it's Sacred Hearts. And then he'll come and stay in our guest house, and that will be for a few days, or however long he needs. Now, here's the real reason why I'm doing a video now, a little catch-up video. Our little red, which is so abused, we've been having trouble with that again. It takes so much punishment, and so it's hardly surprising that it breaks down. Fitted a new clutch cable. Clutch cable started to slack off. It wasn't anchored in quite well enough on the motor end, so it was difficult to change gear. That's what happened there. And going into church this morning, taking the family in, it happened again. And what has obviously happened now with the little red is that the clutch cable has actually slipped free on the motor side. So we walked the rest of the way to, well, we were about to walk the rest of the way. Actually, now I come to be honest, we didn't walk very far. We got a tricycle, and that tricycle took everybody, which took us up to church. So then we're on to the blue, which is there to take everybody in. We pick up the children who want to come into, and parents who want to come into church, and we bring, I bring them in, and then when the service is over, I take them home again. Well, because we're having trouble with the red, we decided, what the heck, why don't we, well, I decided, nobody supported me on this. I was the victim. I said no. In fact, I turned around expecting such a load of encouragement. Will we make it up the hill? And nobody said anything. Hands up, who will make it up the hill? Nobody. So it was just me against the world. Unfortunately, when we were coming up, we had a little accident. We pulled up a piece of I don't know what it was, a piece of timber that was we caught on the edge, and it ripped open our mudguard fender. So that's got to be done now. I'll have to make that so that it's safe, so it's not just a jagged piece of metal. Don't want anybody hurting themselves. So another little bit of damage. What can we do? Yeah, and it's damaged the tyre as well, which was up for renewal. And we did get up. We managed to get up here, and we got up. And now this has become the clubhouse for the girls.
We have a good news.
What's the good news? Tell us.
Yeah.
What?
That marriage Jan Vincent.
Is that right, Dad? You're getting married?
No. Lorraine gonna marry Joseph.
Lorraine's getting married too. Oh no.
Joseph.
Really?
Jan.
No. Let me tell you who she's gonna marry. I want to.
Jan.
She's going to marry Ballantoy. See, all you girls are all the same. You love teasing everybody else, but when it turns on you, you all go, no, never, no, never. I think it sounds rather nice, don't you? Ballantoy and Caliclick.
Bulantoy.
We're here to celebrate the wedding of Balantoy and Taliklik.
Joseph and Alden. Bulantoy. Bulantoy kaya. Ewan mo itong bulantoy. 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 Agad si John Lupin.
Well, I see that the puppies are in on the celebration. Doesn't look that thrilled about it.
Puppy. On the next Sunday, Lauren said that he's gonna marry Jan.
So what about Jana? Jana's getting away with it here.
Jana bro. Oh, manamay man ka. Yeah, na friend zone man to si Sanrex. Sanrex. Walain. Hey, Arjun man ka na. Hoy, Jan. Hoy, Jan. Jan na taga-bulan tuya ka ba? May bugay ko ng bulan tayo sa Epal. Bulan tayo. Sige, pagyaw-yaw mo dira. Bulan tayo.
So that's an addition that we've had done fairly recently. Rado made up this chicken coop. So we're keeping the chickens in there. They're cooped up in there. I guess that's why they call it a chicken coop. Now one thing that we were asked by Tita, who wanted to donate a couple of piglets, and wanted the piglets. It's not a very happy fate. They wanted. Oh, okay, settle down, guys. No big deal. Okay. Well, they're not piglets anymore, are they? Yes, I know. Oh, right. Look at that. Well, they look beautifully clean. Okay. So they'll be, actually, I'm guessing that they'll be ready fairly soon. Just to give you some scale. Look. Yeah, no. Here's my hand. No. Really not familiar with pigs, nor do I want to, but there's my hand showing you. What? Yes, I know. Oh, they seem quite friendly. Okay, so that's my little walk around. Wanted to show you that we're back home and we made it in blue, which is wonderful. All we have to do now is make it back down. The blue takes a beating, there's no doubt, but what can you do? That's what it's there for. So little girls, little Filipino girls, endless teasing of each other, and the subject is always, Taliklik's going to marry Balantoy, and then Lorraine is going to marry this one, and Dat is going to marry another. Somebody's coming up. I don't know who that is. Who is this, Talik? Who's coming? Who is coming?
That's Marcel.
It's Marisol, is it? Okay, I can't see without my glasses. Okay.
Maybe you need an extra eye.
An extra eye?
Yeah.
Well, I don't know. Maybe you do if you're going to marry Balantoy.
Balantoy.
And so it all begins again. That's the most, I think that's the most you've ever said.
Mabalik naman sa katawag.
We've been so busy that we've had that winch. We had that winch fitted there with all of the welding that was required to actually attach it to the truck. We haven't had time to be able to drop off the vehicle so that we could have it wired in. So it's still untried. So much for our busy lifestyle. Oh God. Who did that? That. Okay. Our little walk around. We've been having this tidied up here. There's so much more to be done. It really seems endless. Hey dogs. Hey, come on you. Come on you. This is Miney. And this is one of our puppies here. Yeah, I think. Okay, thanks for looking in, a foreigner in the Philippines.